Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Confessions of a Low Limit Professional Poker Dealer. And in today's episode, I'm going to give you the 3 things you should always do as a poker dealer. So stay tuned. So in my opinion, there are 3 things you have to do as a poker dealer. You have to do this make you, because you're a professional poker dealer, it's your responsibility to take care of business, especially when you're dealing cards. And the thing that these tips I'll tell you about is going to make you more money. Because if you do it the right way, the money will flow your way, I guarantee it. The first thing that you have to do as a poker dealer is you have to pay attention. And I'm talking about in your game. I'm talking about calling every rule. I'm talking about keeping the game flowing. If people are being distracted, you have to get them into your game. You're responsible for all that money on that table. You're responsible to make sure that game is run efficiently and that all the rules are being followed. Now, if you're distracted by watching a baseball game or a sporting event going on, if you're distracted by a pretty girl walking by or a handsome guy, if you're a handsome guy walking by, or other poker dealers talking to you, you're not going to, your eyes and your mind is not going to be on that game you're dealing. And one mistake, like one microsecond that you're not paying attention to the game, could cost a player thousands of dollars. And as a referee, you have to make sure that you feel that in your mind as a poker dealer, I have to protect this game. I have to make sure every rule is followed. So there'll be minimal mistakes. I mean, you're going to make mistakes no matter what. But if you pay attention to your game, the mistakes will be very, very minimal. So, and in turn, people will respect you because you're running a good game. And in turn, you're going to make more money because they're going to know that you're a good dealer. And they're going to say, I'm going to tip this dealer because this dealer is a very, very good dealer. He follows the rules. He's paying attention. And you'll be tipped accordingly. The second thing you should always do, and this goes to pretty much anything in the service industry, but more so in poker dealers, in the poker industry, in the poker dealing industry. And that is when you get tipped, always say thank you. And also when you say thank you, always, if you can, look him in the eye and say thank you. I learned that when you look somebody in the eye and say thank you, they seem more appreciative of your tip. I know when I play and I tip a dealer and the dealer looks at me and says thank you, I feel that he or she is very, very appreciative of the tip that he or she is getting. So I always put that in my dealing. I always look at the player and say thank you. Even if you feel you've been shafted on a tip, let's say it's you push like $1,000 pot to give you $1 and somehow you feel you deserve more, you know, you still got look at the guy in the eye or the girl in the eye and say thank you. Same thing goes if you get a monster tip. Let's say you push $1,000 tip and the guy gives you $30. Same thing. Look him right in the eye and you always say thank you. Saying thank you will go a long way because when you say thank you, even if it's a small tip, the one thing I know is, yes, you're saying thank you to that one person, but there are 9 or 8 other guys and gals sitting around you, and they see this. And if they see you being appreciative of a tip you get, my feeling is the other 8 are going to tip you more because they see that you are appreciative of the tip or toke that you are getting. So the second thing you should always do is you always say thank you, and you always look them in the eye. The third thing is actually pretty basic, and it's probably the most obvious thing, but it's something that you have to do as a dealer, and that is always rake the pot correctly. I can't tell you how many times I've seen dealers, even when I play, rake the pot incorrectly. The thing is, when you rake the pot incorrectly, you're messing with your company's bottom line. And that's not something you want to do for a company you work for. Sometimes some dealers I know have vendetta against them. They under rake the pot, or they have a vendetta against a player and they over rake a pot. You should never ever do stuff like that because you're messing with, like I said, you're messing with the bottom line. Poker rooms are there to make money. And if you're not making money, they're going to find a reason to close your room. Now, if you're contributing to that by not raking it correctly, you're not giving that company the proper numbers of, well, okay, this poker room is not making that much money, so we're going to close it. So you should always rake the pot. Let's say you have a promotional rake that goes in the high hands or free rolls or whatever. Make sure you rake that too, because in the long run, it will help you. It will help you make money, and you are a professional dealer. You have to do your job. You have to make sure that rake is pulled every time. And you know, it sucks sometimes because I know some dealers and some people who work in the industry who really feel bad about having to rake the pot. Especially like, let's say it's a shorthand game, right? Let's say it's 6 players and nobody asks for a rake reduction. By rule, you still have to rake full until somebody asks. Now I know some dealers, and even sometimes I feel the same way, but I never do it. Like I don't want to take all this money away from the pot. That's not really fair. But by rule, you have to do it until somebody says so. And because like I said, it's going to mess with the bottom line of your company. And if your room closes because you're not making enough money according to their books or their sheet or their spreadsheets, they're not going to have a job. So the number 3 thing you should always do is make sure you rake the pot correctly. So anyways, those are the 3 things that I feel you should always do as a poker dealer. And like I said, if you do these 3 things, you'll be viewed more as a professional dealer, you'll make more money, and in turn, make you a better dealer. So, that's it for this week's episode. Comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you check the links below for past episodes of my poker series. Comment below, and I'll talk to you next time on Confessions of a Low Limit Professional Poker Dealer. Thanks for watching, everybody.